Hello, this is Rebecca Perry, and this is my mentor response video 4.2. Today, Monday, February the 10th, I met with my mentor, Catherine Young, at a local coffee shop for about an hour and a half. We had great conversation about Richard Foster's book, Celebration of Discipline. My mentor had read this years ago, and so was familiar with the different disciplines and the concepts in the book. So that was great to be able to have that back and forth knowledge of some of these different things. So what we did was I took the discipline that kind of stood out to me the most, or had a lot of thoughts about, and so we discussed each of those. So we looked at three specific disciplines. I looked at fasting, and it was something we both just very open, where it hasn't been something that we have practiced in our state of life with kids and all that. It has not been something that we have done. So we discussed just our different thoughts about it, and we're even talking about when my stomach issues will hopefully subside, that we would like to give this a try together. So that was really, really neat. Then we moved on to submission. Again, this was the one that stood out to me the most in the entire book. And so we talked about that a lot, and we talked about the idea that I had mentioned in my paper of submission within women in ministry, and just how we see it rampant in our generation and younger, especially, of women in ministry that seem to have this pull towards the authority. And we just talked about how the fact that if we as a group, as we as women, could learn the authority that comes from submission, and what that might look like for women in ministry, and the impact, I think that we would have a greater impact if we as a group chose to come about it that way. That this is the calling that God has given us upon our hearts, and that it isn't a career corporate ladder kind of deal, that we come about it humbly, that the Lord has called us to serve in this capacity. And I think that would speak greater in our benefit, so to speak, if we were able to do that better, I think. The third discipline that we talked about was confession, and just how difficult it is. And we talked about how our just even the two times that we've met, of how beneficial that has been for both of us to share what's going on spiritually in our lives. And so the thought of taking that a step further and actually confessing in what that might look like and feel like, and it really spoke to both of our hearts. Our church actually has been talking a lot about discipleship and discipleship pathways within our church, and this idea of one or two people coming together, or 2 or 3 people coming together and having that kind of relationship, what that would look like on a corporate scale if everyone in the church was doing that kind of thing together. The level of humility and willing to work together, I think would just be incredible. And so I'm really looking forward to what this could mean, possibilities for our church. And then also for Catherine and I, we've been texting back and forth today of how beneficial this has been for both of us. And we hope to continue doing this even when this class is over. So thank you so much. This has been an awesome project, so to speak. So thank you so much. Have a great day.